Imagine a life where fear no longer controls you, a life where you face every challenge with calm focus and steady confidence. It sounds perfect, right? But here's the truth. Fear and anxiety are struggles we all experience. They slip into our thoughts, disturb our sleep, and hold us back from living the life we truly desire. Now imagine this: the ancient teachings of Buddhism, wisdom that has guided millions toward peace for more than 2,500 years, offer practical tools to loosen fear's grip. These teachings are not just ideas, they provide real, usable insights to reshape your mindset and reconnect with your inner strength. In today's video, we'll explore 6 powerful lessons from the Buddha that can help you move beyond fear, live with courage, and break through your limits. Stay with us until the end, because there's a special bonus lesson that may be the key to lasting freedom from fear. So, if you're ready to rise above fear and step confidently into the life you deserve, let's begin. Lesson 1. Embrace impermanence. What is really holding you back? Is it the fear of failure, the fear of loss, or the fear of the unknown? At its core, fear often comes from one mistaken belief, that life should be stable and predictable. But what if our suffering comes from clinging to permanence? In Buddhist teaching, the first lesson is clear: embrace impermanence. This truth can feel challenging, yet it is deeply freeing. Everything in life is temporary. Our happiness, our struggles, and even the fear that feels so strong in the moment. Holding on to the idea of stability in a constantly changing world only increases our anxiety. Picture a river. Its water flows, bends and shifts, never staying the same even for a second. Now imagine trying to grasp one drop of that water, refusing to release it as the river continues forward. This is how fear holds us, by tying our minds to things we cannot control. The Buddha taught that nothing lasts forever except change. When we fight against this truth, we create suffering. But when we accept it, we discover freedom. Think of a moment when fear took over your mind. Maybe it was a deadline, a hard conversation, or an uncertain future. Did that fear stay forever, or did it fade like a cloud passing through the sky? To embrace impermanence is to realize that fear, too, does not last. Instead of wrestling with it, observe it. Ask yourself, what is this fear trying to teach me? Acknowledge it without judgment and let it move on, just as a wave returns to the sea. In our modern world, where the pressure to succeed and maintain control is relentless, this perspective is revolutionary. When you're faced with challenges, a career setback, a broken relationship, or a daunting decision, remind yourself, this is temporary. Joy and success too are impermanent, and that is not a cause for despair, but for mindfulness. When you accept impermanence, you stop overthinking the future and start living fully in the present. You discover the power to face your fears with courage, knowing they will pass. You learn to cherish each moment, not because it will last forever, but because it won't. So the next time fear whispers its lies, remember the river. Life flows forward, ever changing, ever moving. And you are not here to resist the current, but to flow with it. Let go of the illusion of permanence, and you will find peace, not in controlling your fears, but in understanding their nature. Fear is a visitor, not a permanent resident. Embrace impermanence, and you'll unlock a strength that no fear can take away. This lesson doesn't just change your life, it transforms how you live it. 2. Understand the nature of suffering. Why do we suffer? Why does fear tighten its grip when life feels uncertain? The answer lies in one profound truth, taught by the Buddha. Suffering is universal: fear, anxiety, and pain. These aren't signs of weakness or personal failure. They are part of the human experience, deeply rooted in our attachments and aversions. Imagine a traveler carrying a heavy sack on a long journey. The sack holds everything they cling to: expectations, fears of loss, desires for control. Each step becomes harder as the weight grows unbearable. This traveler is all of us. We carry the burden of attachments, terrified of losing what we hold dear or facing what we wish to avoid. The Buddha described this as the nature of suffering, or dukkha. He taught that much of our suffering arises from clinging to things we believe will bring happiness, or pushing away what we fear will bring pain. But life does not bend to our will, and when reality doesn't match our expectations, we suffer. Now, let's pause and ask, what if we could view suffering differently? Instead of seeing fear and anxiety as isolating and personal, what if we understood them as part of the shared human condition? When you're overwhelmed by fear, perhaps by the thought of failure, rejection, or the unknown, it's easy to feel alone, as if no one else could possibly understand your struggle. But the truth is, every person you pass on the street has felt the sting of fear and the weight of anxiety. It's universal. This understanding shifts everything. It dissolves self-blame and invites compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. When you realize that suffering connects us all, you begin to see fear not as an enemy, but as a teacher. It reminds you that you are human. It invites you to grow. Buddha once said, suffering is universal, but so is the path to freedom. And what is that path? It begins with acceptance. Accepting that fear and suffering are part of life doesn't mean giving in to despair. It means no longer resisting reality. It means freeing yourself from the isolation that fear creates. The next time fear arises, remind yourself, this is part of being human. You are not broken. You are not alone. Use this realization to practice kindness toward yourself and others. Offer a comforting word to someone struggling, knowing their pain mirrors your own. In doing so, you'll find strength in shared humanity and take the first step toward freedom. Suffering may be universal, but so is resilience, growth, and healing. When you embrace this truth, fear no longer defines you. It becomes a bridge to compassion and courage. 3. See the illusion of fear. What is fear really? Is it a monster lurking in the shadows, ready to strike at any moment? Or is it something else, something far less real, but just as powerful? Fear, as the Buddha taught, is often an illusion, a mental projection of the worst-case scenarios our minds create. Imagine standing in a dark room, heart racing as you see a coiled snake on the floor. You freeze, paralyzed by the thought of danger. But when someone turns on the light, you realize it's only a rope. This is how fear operates. It thrives in the darkness of the unknown and the imagined. Fear is not a fact. It's a fleeting thought, a story your mind tells to protect you from potential harm. But here's the truth. Most of the things we fear never happen. The failures we dread, the rejections we anticipate, the losses we brace ourselves for. These are often figments of our imagination, not reality. The Buddha taught that to overcome fear, we must see it for what it truly is, an illusion. When fear grips you, pause and ask yourself, is this threat real? Or is it something my mind has created? This single moment of awareness can shift your perspective and dissolve fear's hold over you. Think of a time when you were consumed by fear. Perhaps it was the fear of speaking up, starting something new, or facing an uncertain future. Did those fears come to pass as catastrophically as you imagined? More often than not, the answer is no. The snake was just a rope. In our modern lives, fear often disguises itself as overthinking and anxiety. It whispers, what if you fail? What if you're not enough? But when you shine the light of awareness on these thoughts, you see them for what they are, shadows, not reality. Buddha said, fear is not a fact, but a fleeting thought. Shine the light of awareness on it, and it will dissolve. This wisdom is a powerful reminder that we don't have to believe everything our minds tell us. So the next time fear rises within you, take a breath. Pause. Observe your thoughts. Ask yourself, is this fear based on truth, or is it an illusion I've created? In that moment of clarity, you take back your power. Fear loses its grip when you recognize it for what it is, an illusion. And in its place, you'll find courage, clarity, and the freedom to act. Remember, fear may appear real, but its power lies only in how much you believe it. Turn on the light and watch it fade away. 4. Cultivate mindfulness. Where does fear live? It doesn't exist in the present moment. Fear thrives in the past and the future, in the regret of what was and the worry of what might be. But here's the truth. The present moment is always safe. And that's where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness, a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, is the art of being fully present. It teaches us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, creating space between ourselves and our fears. Fear lives in the what-ifs of tomorrow, but mindfulness brings us back to the calm of now. Picture this. You're standing on a beach, watching waves crash onto the shore. Each wave represents a thought, some gentle, some overwhelming. Without mindfulness, you're swept away by the tide, caught in a storm of fear and anxiety. But with mindfulness, you become the observer. You watch the waves rise and fall, knowing you're not the ocean, but the one watching it. Fear thrives when we dwell on the past. I shouldn't have said that. I wish I'd done something different. Or when we leap into the future. What if I fail? What if everything goes wrong? In these moments, we forget one simple truth. The only thing we can control is this moment, right now. When fear arises, mindfulness offers a lifeline. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, then leaving your body. Notice the sensations around you, the texture of the chair you're sitting on, the sounds in the room, the rhythm of your heartbeat. This practice of grounding anchors you in the present, where fear has no power. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is the path to freedom from suffering. By observing your thoughts without attaching to them, you create space to respond rather than react. You see fear for what it is, a fleeting emotion, not an unchangeable truth. In our fast-paced world, cultivating mindfulness can seem like a challenge, but it's simpler than we think. Start small. The next time you feel fear creeping in, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, what do I hear? What do I see? What do I feel right now? In doing so, you pull yourself out of the storm of anxious thoughts and into the stillness of the present. Mindfulness doesn't eliminate fear, but it transforms how we relate to it. It reminds us that while we can't control the waves, we can learn to surf. In the calm of the present, we find clarity, courage, and the strength to move forward. Fear may call you to the past or future, but mindfulness will always guide you back home to now. 5. Let go of attachment. Why do we fear losing the things we hold dear? Whether it's a person, a possession, or a dream, we often believe our happiness is tied to them. But in reality, fear is born from attachment, clinging tightly to something in a world that is constantly changing. The Buddha taught that true freedom lies not in holding tight, but in letting go. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you open your palm, the sand rests gently, undisturbed. Life is like that sand. The harder we cling to people, possessions, or outcomes, the more we invite fear, the fear of loss, failure, and change. Attachment is natural. We all want stability and control. But the irony is, the more we cling, the more vulnerable we become to life's uncertainties. Change is inevitable. Relationships evolve. Careers shift. Possessions come and go. When we base our happiness on external things, we tether ourselves to the unpredictable and invite fear into our hearts. The Buddha taught non-attachment, not to deny love or ambition, but to embrace them without fear of losing them. It's about focusing on effort, not outcome. Imagine planting a seed in your garden. You water it, nurture it, and care for it, but you cannot control whether it grows or bears fruit. What you can control is your intention and effort. In modern life, practicing non-attachment means shifting your perspective. If you're working toward a goal, pour your heart into the process, but release the need for a specific result. If you love someone, cherish them deeply, but let go of the idea that your happiness depends solely on them. True security comes not from grasping, but from trusting in your inner resilience. The next time fear arises, fear of failure, rejection, or loss, ask yourself, what am I clinging to? What would happen if I let go? This doesn't mean giving up or walking away. It means releasing the need to control every outcome and finding peace in the effort itself. Buddha once said, freedom lies in letting go, not in holding tight. Letting go doesn't mean you care less. It means you trust more. Trust in the flow of life. Trust in your ability to adapt and grow. When you let go of attachment, fear begins to fade. You realize that happiness isn't found in what you hold on to, but in the space you create when you release it. And in that space there is peace, deep, unshakable peace. 6. Cultivate patience. Why are we so afraid of waiting? In a world driven by instant results, the unknown can feel unbearable. Impatience magnifies fear, feeding the need for immediate answers, quick fixes, and certainty. But the Buddha taught that patience is the antidote to this turmoil. When we cultivate patience, we learn to trust life's natural rhythm and find peace in its flow. Imagine planting a tree. You nurture the soil, water the seed, and wait. You don't dig it up each day to check its progress. You trust the process, knowing the tree will grow in its own time. Life is no different. Challenges, resolutions, and personal growth take time. When we rush, we create stress, frustration, and fear. But patience turns that discomfort into understanding and wisdom. Think of a time when fear took hold of you. A job interview, a big life choice, or waiting for news that could change everything. Your mind probably filled with what-ifs and worst-case thoughts. But what if, instead of forcing clarity, you allowed yourself to sit with the uncertainty? What if you trusted that answers would arrive at the right moment? The Buddha taught that patience is a true form of strength. It is not passive waiting, it is active trust. Patience helps us meet challenges with calm, knowing the storm will pass, the seed will grow, and answers will come when the time is right. In today's fast-paced world, practicing patience matters more than ever. When stress rises and fear of the unknown takes over, pause. Take a breath. Remind yourself that everything does not need to be solved right now. Ask yourself, what can I do in this moment? What can I release? By focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest, you ease unnecessary suffering. As the Buddha said, fear fades when you trust that life unfolds in its own time. Patience becomes a teacher, reminding us that growth cannot be rushed and that life's beauty lies in its slow unfolding. The next time impatience feeds your fear, think of the tree. Its roots grow quietly and deeply, unseen, long before it reaches toward the sky. Trust that your efforts, your path, and even your struggles are part of a larger process. Patience is not only about waiting, it is about waiting with faith. Faith in yourself, in your inner strength, and in life's ability to guide you where you need to be. When you practice patience, you don't just calm your fear, you build a strong base for peace, strength, and lasting courage. Bonus Lesson 1. Reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. What if fear wasn't something to run from, but a guide leading you toward growth? It's easy to view challenges as obstacles, things to fear and avoid. Yet the truth is, every fearful experience holds the seed of change. The Buddha's teachings remind us that fear is not a wall, it is a bridge to your highest potential. Think of a moment when fear stood before you. Maybe it was starting a new job, moving to an unfamiliar place, or daring to speak your truth. Your heart beat faster, doubts filled your mind, and staying in your comfort zone felt safer. But looking back now, wasn't that moment a turning point? Didn't it teach you resilience, courage, or reveal something new about yourself? Fear often appears when we step beyond what feels familiar. It's a sign that we're entering unknown ground, the very place where real growth begins. Instead of pushing fear away, what if you saw it as an opportunity? What if you recognized it not as a danger, but as a teacher? The Buddha reminded us that life's challenges are not punishments, they are lessons. When hardship appears, we can choose to ask, what is this trying to teach me? How can I grow from this? When we do that, fear becomes a tool for change, helping us uncover strength and wisdom we didn't know we possessed. In today's world, reframing challenges starts with a shift in perspective. When fear shows up, pause and remind yourself, this is a chance to grow. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what can I learn from this? By changing your mindset, obstacles turn into opportunities. Think of an athlete training for a marathon. Every mile is difficult, every muscle burns, yet they keep moving forward. They know the pain is not a signal to quit. It's evidence of growth, of strength forming step by step. Life's challenges work the same way. Fear is the discomfort that comes with stepping into your potential. The Buddha taught that fear is not a wall, it is a bridge to your highest self. This wisdom reminds us that fear is not the enemy, it is the way forward. Each time you face your fears, you stretch your comfort zone and discover strengths you never knew you had. So the next time fear arises, welcome it. Let it be a sign that you are growing, expanding, and becoming more than you were yesterday. Embrace the challenge and learn from the lessons it brings. Always remember this: fear doesn't block the path. It is the path. Trust the process, and you'll find that the growth you're looking for lives just beyond your fear. Bonus Lesson 2. Harness the power of self-compassion. When fear appears, what is the first thing you say to yourself? Do you judge your reaction, call yourself weak, or wish you were more courageous? Many of us become our own harshest critics, and this inner struggle makes fear feel much larger than it truly is. The Buddha shared a deep truth. Self-compassion is the first step toward easing fear. Imagine a small child standing at the edge of a swimming pool, shaking with fear. Would you yell at them to jump or shame them for hesitating? Of course not. You would speak gently, let them know it's okay to be scared, and remind them that they are capable. Yet when it comes to ourselves, we often forget to offer that same kindness. Fear often grows from self-judgment. We tell ourselves we shouldn't feel afraid, that we should be stronger or braver. But this harsh inner voice only strengthens fear, leaving us feeling isolated and powerless. Self-compassion is the cure. It reminds us that fear is not a flaw, it is part of being human. When fear arises, try talking to yourself the way you would to a close friend. Instead of asking, "Why are you so afraid?" gently say, "It's okay to feel this way. Fear is something everyone experiences at different moments. You are doing the best you can." This small shift in how you speak to yourself can loosen fear's grip and help you build emotional resilience. The Buddha's teachings remind us that self-compassion is not weakness, it is strength. It gives you the power to face life's challenges with a calm and steady heart, knowing that mistakes, fear, and setbacks are natural parts of being human. In today's fast-moving world, practicing self-compassion can truly change your life. When fear appears, pause and acknowledge what you feel without judging it. Place a hand over your heart and take a slow, deep breath. Gently say to yourself, "I am afraid, and that's okay. I am human, and I am learning." This simple practice creates a safe inner space where emotions can be felt without being overwhelmed by fear. The Buddha taught that compassion toward yourself is the first step in softening fear. When you treat yourself with kindness, you build the inner strength needed to face uncertainty. Self-compassion may not remove fear, but it gives you the courage to move forward despite it. Always remember, fear is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of growth. When you meet it with compassion, it becomes a powerful teacher. Be gentle with yourself. Fear may arise, but self-compassion will remind you that you have the strength to face it, learn from it, and grow beyond it. Fear is not your enemy. It is one of your greatest teachers. It reveals where your deepest attachments exist and where your hidden strength is waiting to emerge. By embracing impermanence, letting go of what you cannot control, and staying rooted in the present moment, you can transform fear from a prison into a path forward. Remember, fear only has the power you give it. With mindfulness, patience, and self-compassion, you can bring light to the shadows of your mind and step forward with confidence into the life you are meant to live. As the Buddha taught, you are not the storm. You are the calm awareness that observes it. You already carry the key to your freedom. Now is the time to unlock your courage and move beyond your limits. Fear may knock, but peace is always a choice within your reach. If this video spoke to you, like and share it to inspire others to find their courage as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Buddhism Insight for more powerful Buddhist wisdom to help you live a peaceful, confident, and empowered life.